This year, luxury travel has changed. No more onboard showers, no onboard bars and lounges, no more gourmet food. Instead, repackaged cold meals served in a box. Today, we're trying a first class that remains unchanged. However, firstly, I'm going to be flying this plane. I have actually not flown before, probably shouldn't be allowed. This is what we are flying today, the Aeropract 32. Now we've reached altitude, it is my time to fly. Honestly, flying planes over Dubai with my buddy is one of the coolest experiences I've ever had. Thanks so much, Bruce, for arranging. And you're probably wondering what we're doing up this early, because today we're catching a flight over to, well, let's go find out. Hello there. Welcome to Abu Dhabi International Airport. I've made it over here. It took around an hour and 20 minutes. So let's go through and find out who we're flying over to Switzerland today. Keep up the good work. Thanks so much, appreciate it. So here we are, now gone through security. Now I've got to find the business class lounge. We're flying first today, but the first class lounge is not open, unfortunately. I think, look over here, it is. Really very nice indeed. It's not hugely diluted. There are of course measures in place, so they've blocked certain seats out, but there's still full bar service, and also there is a breakfast service as well. The bar just here, and that's where you order your food, just over in the corner there. Goodness me, I did not realise it would be this much of a trek. We're in a whole other terminal. Right, I think we're about to make it. It's really busy, as you can see. We are going to go and run into someone that you probably might be familiar with on YouTube. I'm actually taking this flight today with Josh Cahill, so let's go and find where he is. I think he's over at the gate. I think you all know him, let's be honest. So Josh is going to go on first. I'm going to come on in a second. Of course, we're flying on the 787-9, first class over to Geneva. All the way. So this was going to be a quiet flight today. Business class, for example, had around 5 people on board, but we're interested in first today. With just 8 seats in the cabin, first impressions are that this is a beautiful, spacious and impressive space. There are no overhead bins, but I was able to stow my bag under the seat in front of me. Shall we go for some champagne then? I went for a 2006 Charles Heinsick Rosé. I'm not sure about you, but I absolutely love a Rosé champs. Of course, due to the light load today, it wasn't long before we were ready for pushback. So cool seeing a heli flying over a Dreamliner, and in contrast, very sad to see the A380s just lying around dormant. Takeoff was smooth and uneventful, and with only a few minutes the seatbelt sign was switched off. Time to get those Tims off. These can be stowed under the seat in front of me. And now for slippers. Oh dear, I'm getting so old. I had a post-departure drink of Diet Coke. Okay guys, give me a break. I can't always drink champagne. This was served with some warm nuts, something which has all but disappeared on most airlines due to COVID. Well guys, so welcome on board today's flight. We've literally just reached altitude. Yeah, welcome to my sweet 1K. First impressions are super good. There are multiple variants of Etihad First Class. Probably what it's most famed for are the apartments that are only on the A380. Now today, of course, we're on the 787-9, which doesn't feature their apartments. However, it does feature these really quite awesome suites. It's time for some food. Now, what's really cool about today is that Etihad offer full service. None of this revised COVID because certain dishes make apparently a greater risk of catching it. In fact, Etihad just do as usual. So we're cracking on. with some caviar. What's great, because I've only just recently done Emirates First Class, to compare how they serve their caviar to this. Some people get really particular about this, but the mother of pearl spoon is one of those things that people like to have when they serve caviar. On Emirates, I was provided with a metal spoon, which apparently is an absolute no-no in the caviar world. Anyway, shall we try some? Love what it goes with. Personally, I think if you get all of this on it, on these little bellinis, quote my expression from many of these trips before, it tastes like the sea. And as if by magic, it is time for my next course. Now, I've gone for the breakfast of champions, steak and eggs. Now, what's really unique about Etihad is that they actually have an onboard chef, and they cook steaks properly, like in a pan. I've gone for some scrambled eggs, a rosti, medium rare steak, and some hollandaise sauce. We need to talk about the best steak I've ever had on a plane. Mind blown. So good. So, good effort, Etihad. And the great thing about it as well is that it's during, like, for example, if you were flying British Airways first of the minute, you would get a microwave meal. Right guys, so now we've been in the sky for around an hour and a half. I thought I would show you around the cabin. Now there are only 3 people, including me in total, in first class, so I get to show you what it's like in some of the other seats. Let's take a little look around. So obviously we are currently in 1K, which is incredibly roomy, but again, it looks backwards. I've got a cool view out over the wing. Oh. So this is the middle suite, this is 1G, and it's my recommendation if you're going to be travelling as a couple, this is the one to go for. This divider here folds down, so it allows you to sit and be able to speak and hang out with whoever you're travelling with. I mean, if you're gonna shut those doors, it will be a bit darker, but for a night flight, if you're travelling on your own, it's not the end of the world. And obviously this faces forwards as opposed to backwards. What I'll do, I'll show you what it's like when you open and close these, because it becomes a fully enclosed private suite. And they're high enough to be really quite private. Anyway, on that note, let's go and have a little look further down the cabin. So this is the studios. This is their business class. So we've got, obviously it's darker in here, so it's all set out for people having a rest. They're really quite cool, and they're pretty private as well. Like if you, is it okay if I sit here? Just to try the, yeah. Oh, it's not allowed? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, that's interesting. First time I've got into trouble for taking a video on Etihad. So, as is to be expected on a first class product, you get pyjamas. Shall we have a look at them? So, whilst it's not like the ethereal tote bag you get on Emirates First, it does come with some pretty cool things. First up is the amenity kit, which is Aqua de Parma. We'll have a look at that in a sec. I've got the slippers on already, as you've seen. But here are the pyjamas. Let's have a look, shall we? So this is apparently called a friend of mine loungewear. It's super soft. In fact, this has got to be softer than any of the pyjamas I've had, and really quite substantial. So I think there's one thing left to do. Let's go change into them and also check out the bathroom, because whilst it's nothing like what you get on the A380 version of this, you get a shower, the bathrooms are quite substantial, so let's get you out. Right then, so welcome to the bathroom. I could do some laps in here, get my steps in. Let's change into my pyjamas. Wow, I've got to be honest, this is incredibly comfortable. Now, I know I was going on about how much the moisturising pyjamas on Emirates were the best.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Etihad win.
Now, the last thing I wanted to do, you get this Aqua de Parma amenity kit. I mean, how substantial is that? I mean, I don't know if it's leather, but it smells like leather. But yeah, look at, I mean, it's embossed on the front. This is a proper job. And it's just packed full of their travel size products. It's got Etihad branding on the back of it. It's the best amenity kit that I've had on a plane before. I think Etihad's doing pretty well today, guys. just an inkling. So anyway, what I'm going to do now is head back over to my seat, and then I am going to get my bed made up, and we're going to see what it is like, what sort of bedding they use, how comfortable it is. Bearing in mind it's a day flight, but I only had 2 hours sleep last night, much to my own problems and a couple of friends of mine in Dubai. We decided to go out for a few drinks, so my bad, but I'm definitely going to be needing a little bit of sleep. The wonderful FA made up my bed for me. I thought it was a really cute touch having a poem on my pillow, just like a high-end hotel. Needless to say, the bed was incredible. You get this super comfy mattress, which did wonders to my rest. I slept really well for a good couple of hours. I woke feeling a little dazed, to be honest. I could have slept probably another good few hours. Right, much better. Back in the NASA, and we're almost in Geneva. Pretty excited actually. Switzerland's one of my favourite countries. Now, I think quite relevant is the entry procedure now to go into Switzerland. Now, I'm actually going to be taking another flight over to Zurich in a short period of time. However, I need to fill out this form here, which is basically just saying where I'm going to stay in Switzerland, and I think also where I need to self-quarantine. Let me get that done now, and then guys, I'll probably pick up with you when we land, explain to you exactly how I booked this, because today this actually cost me a lot less than you would imagine. To give you a bit of perspective, the retail fare for this flight was around $5,000, and I paid significantly less than that, so I'll explain exactly how I did that and how you can do the same. Did you have a bit of time in Switzerland?
Yes, I have something.
Oh, wonderful. Enjoy it, yeah?
I will enjoy it. Take care. See you next time.
Thank you. This is what I love. You get a remote gate. You go. Oh, look at the size of that engine. It's crazy. So, welcome. Look at the scale of this. Absolutely madness. And look who we have here. Mr. Cahill, charmed as always. Influences in the wild, mate. Okay, so how much did this cost? Let me let you into a secret. I booked this via Air Canada's Aeroplan, and here's how. You can buy the points directly via their website. These are almost instantaneously credited to your account. The miles needed to first will cost me £1,045. Remember, there are sometimes sales which reduce this significantly. Now to find availability and to book. Just head back to the Aeroplan flight booking, plug in your destination dates, and go. I bought 60,000 miles, which is enough for a one-way first class redemption, but you can also include stops. In this example, we're going to fly to London and then go on to Switzerland. If you compare this to the cash fare, you're looking at almost £5,000. I hope that helps, and do feel free to drop a comment below if you've got any more questions. I'll catch you guys again very soon. Cheers!